husband is Cuckoo Lala. He's
Yeah.
I have never heard this song before, and I don't know who Sweetie is, but my daughter's recommending it. So today it's going to be very exciting. We got a homegirl from the Bay Area, Sweetie. Hi, Terrence. How you doing, friend? Chris Bird, hey. Demetrius, how you doing? John Keela, hey.
Happy.
We're going to have fun today, honey. We got the honest, outspoken Goo Goo coming on.
Yeah, Goo Goo Atkins.
Like I said, don't get mad at me over this song, because this is my daughter's
It was me. I'm telling everybody to tap in.
Tap in.
Tap in.
Tara, that's right, honey. Your family.
What are you talking about?
Tap in. Tap in.
Okay. Yeah, I told her, don't be putting nothing crazy on, because, you know. Oh, gosh, there's so much going on this week. I'm so glad. Hi, Nance. I'm a Hood Meals. Okay, how you doing? Hey, I do want to just say, come on, you guys, let's stop the violence against Asians. We don't like it against us. We shouldn't be doing it to other folks. It's ridiculous. Let's get it together.
That's right.
Black folks, people of color, we have to stand strong with the Asian folks. I don't care if you think they stood strong for you or not. We cannot tolerate, violence against people of color. It's not right. So let's get it together. We got to stand with folks. There needs to be, and when we're doing wrong, it's not right.
So
and one time I saw a black
day.
person do it. I'm like, come on
so
now.
They had a bad day. They come and shoot you.
They had a bad day. I mean, it's really not anything to laugh about. But only certain folks are allowed to have a bad day.
Yeah, and you have a bad day and shoot somebody.
Well, a bad day, if you're black or a person of color, is a dead day. That's how our bad days go. You'll end up dead. So, who's this? MDM? All right. I know I keep putting my face up close. Y'all, you know I can't see. That's why I have to do it. Mills moment.
Telescopic eyes or something.
Telescopic eyes. My eyes have never been the greatest. So
we're really excited about Goo Goo coming on.
Yes.
She's gonna share some interesting things.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Shami, that's Shami's girl.
Yeah, that's Shami's girl.
Tap in.
Is this thing gonna say anything crazy?
No,
Is this girl gonna say anything crazy?
It's the clean version. Okay.
Lord have mercy. I get nervous about
Just tap in. We're just telling y'all to tap in.
All right. Hey, Angela Miller. That means my mama's on. Hi, Mom. How you doing?
Hey, Grandma.
Yeah, see, what's up? I'm Big
Rosie
C.
Posey.
She's Little C.
Who's Little C?
C?
Oh, Grandma's Little C again.
No, I don't think my mother is ever going to take a second role to you, brother. I don't think it's going to happen.
She gonna call me later.
Yes. Now, I know there's a big thing about faith-based people speaking what I call French. Our mouths are not always the cleanest, but if you told my mother that, you would hear some French. Because my mother speaks French all the time, if you guys know what I'm talking about. So what's up? What's new? We've got, is that All Made, Ahu,
all made up.
Jay Sean.
Yeah, she's all made up.
Oh, she's all made up. Okay, girl. All right.
She only comes correct.
Comes correct. That's right. So it's like I said, it's been quite a week. I guess every week is a great week. Is you just thank God to be here, right? And we're really excited about having our girl Goo Goo on, because she's really one of a kind, and she's very exciting, and she kind of expands to me what faith-based can be, and that we're real people, and she's so relatable. You can really relate to Patrick Henderson. My man Patrick Henderson is on. Hey, Patrick. If you ever get a chance to hear Patrick play keyboard, they just don't make them like that anymore, like that. But Patrick can play them, what they call it, tickle the keyboard. So we're always glad to have him on. And let's see, looks like we've got Goo Goo getting ready to come on in. Let's see. if Miss Google is coming on in.
She must upgrade her app to join.
Hey there. Well, we're trying to get her in.
Right. So while we're waiting for her to come on, we should remember our YouTube channel. All of our episodes are out there. We're gonna put some little shorts too as well from some of these episodes.
Right.
But remember to subscribe and to ring the bell so we can support. And then don't forget to follow us on Carfitable Vicki, Carfitable on Instagram. So yeah, check us out. We support your, you enjoy your support. Also, if you guys have ideas, leave some comments. Leave some comments. Maybe some people you want us to talk to that you think about. Which ones are your favorite episodes and so on. So just let us know. We'll communicate back and forth with you on this thing.
No comment.
So Google's trying. She's here.
She's in the building. It'll be just a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happened?
It's that social media life.
The social media life.
Yes.
I tell you, this IG live sometimes it just has me. It just puts me in a
It's
frenzy.
live.
That's what it is.
Well, anyway, I'll talk about my necklace darling. This little neck piece was one of the first things my sister ever gave me for her making jewelry. Isn't this fabulous? I mean, what I like about it, it can make a simple outfit look really nice.
Looks nice, yeah.
We call her Ronnie. Ronnie, you should make some more of these. You really should.
Yeah.
Yes. We've got Dee Bloomfield and Candy Shine. Is that how you say that? So we just want everybody to tap in. But yeah, I wanted you to see this by my sister.
That looks nice because you can wear it with on top like that, or you can wear it open neck.
Open neck, yeah, I could. Google sent a request. Here we go, Shami.
I'm about to put her song back on.
Okay.
Put it up.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Low waist, that baby.
Hey,
How you doing?
I am doing good. I guess, Wi-Fi's and stuff always want to cut up right when you got to go live and all that. I'm sorry, guys.
No, that's okay.
Hi, Goo Goo.
Well, I always like people to hear what I write about them. So I'd like you to hear what I wrote about
Oh,
you.
good. Yes. Okay.
Go for it. Shoot.
Goo Goo Atkins, a celebrity, actress, a stylist to the stars, and an outspoken advocate and example for body positivity. Goo Goo transcends any real description as she refuses to be put in a box or label.
All right.
Best known for her role on the hit reality show MaryMary with sisters Erica and Tina, and even more so as a social media phenomenon. Ladies and gentlemen, the faith and fashion icon, Miss Goo Goo.
Oh, my God. Thank you. Thank you. Let me close this window up. A little too bright in the back. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
Just family. We just
Girl,
all
I'm
kinds
just
of-
hanging out.
How are you doing? Let me see
Oh
you with
yeah.
that hair.
Thank you. I cut it. And this is just much easier. My mom, she's old school. So, honey, why did you cut your hair? I just don't want hair. I don't want it. I don't want to deal with it. I'll put some on when I feel like it.
Right. And that's what you do. And you just, I got to tell you, I know you most from my daughter who raves about you all the time. And she really does. All the time. She just Google this, Google that. So that, and of course, you've got your famed sisters, singing sisters, and you here in LA with us, born and raised in LA, huh?
Yes. Yep.
Where in LA, girl?
From Inglewood.
Oh, in the house. In the house. Yeah.
That's right. That's where we are, Inglewood.
Yep.
And girl, I don't know how you got to tell me how you do this, having 7 women in the house, 7 sisters.
Really?
I could barely do it with 3. How you do that?
it was normal to me growing up, and not until like now when we're all together, like so for Christmas we have a slumber party at Tina's house every Christmas, and or the day after Christmas. And when we're all together, I'm like, how in the world did we do this? And of course, our house was like a fraction of the size of Tina's house, and it would be all of us in the bath. Like, it would be perfectly normal. This is probably TMI, but I'm going to tell it anyway.
Yeah.
For someone to be brushing their teeth at the sink, another one washing up at the sink,
Yeah.
another one in the shower, and another one using
Going to
the
the
restroom.
bathroom.
That is
That's what it is.
I get that.
perfectly normal.
I mean,
Perfectly normal. We got to make this thing work.
Right.
golly.
We can't go
I
one
had-
at a time.
I had
We have to get up
seven
at 3 a.m.
Yeah, you got
Okay.
7 brothers.
I have
and
7
sisters.
brothers and sisters. So we work this thing. Yeah.
Oh.
We just had
But
3.
we have 4 girls, 4 boys, and yeah. So the problem was when we had to eat. So that's a different thing.
Yeah. There's that part.
trying to eat.
Yeah.
Man, that's real.
But girl, like I said, we've been fans for quite a while, and I was telling my husband that one of the things I like about you so much, there's some things, but you're so comfortable in your body, and it reminds me as a woman of color to not be on so hard on myself, and to realize that I'm fabulous too. And I think you brought that to so many women. With so many sisters in the house, how did you get that way about yourself? Where did that come from?
You know what? I think, I don't really know what it's called, but I don't like for anything to feel like it's controlling me. Whether it's depression, whether it's fear, low self-esteem, whenever I feel like, okay, it's time to go now. You got to back up off me. I don't know whatever that's called, whatever the term is for that.
Confidence.
Oh, okay. I get there. Like, and I'm like, you got enough is enough. Like, even if I'm fearful of something, I'll say, I'm not being scared today. I'm just not. I don't want to feel that way, and I'm not going to feel that way. And I don't know. Like, I just turn it off. And so whenever, so growing up, I always, I was the fat sister. My sister Shantae is a little chubbier, plus size like me, and but she was 8 years younger than me. So it was a minute before she got around. And so growing up, I was the chubby kid. All of my sisters are beautiful and thin and could sing. All this stuff. So you know how the devil do. He tell you, you don't look fat, you're not smart like this one, you're not this one. And so I didn't like that feeling anymore. I remember going through depression even as a kid. I remember feeling that feeling, and I said to myself, I let the pity party go too long. Now, I'm not trying to tell anybody what they should do. I don't know, but I just know for me, there was a point where I had control over the pity party. And then I lost control, and I wanted to like escape that dark place, and I couldn't. And so, we're all believers, nothing but prayer and fasting pulled me out of that place. I was 11 when I was experiencing this. And so I'm glad that we were taught to pray at a young age. So I was 11 when I was experiencing that. And so when I just growing up, I guess kind of
Sorry.
by the time I went to high school and all that kind of stuff, I had insecurities like everyone else, but I never entertained the pity party thing, because I knew even at 11 years old, it led to depression when I was 11. So I never let that, like, whenever I feel that feeling, I'm like, oh, no, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of this hole. And I was taught early to fight my way out. And so just, whenever I feel, I don't know, too boxed in, something like, I guess I just got to escape. I can't feel that feeling. I don't want to, and I'm not
No,
going
but I think that's good. And I think that's a lesson for a lot of people, mine would be, and I didn't go through it a lot because my dad always told me that I was beautiful, but being dark skinned, and having nappy hair.
Yes.
Same kind of thing. So many things can fall on us, but you are the epitome and example. And I encourage you guys to go on Google's Instagram. What is it? The Goo Goo?
The 2 E's and 2 O's, the Goo Goo.
Yeah, it's fabulous, because I go on every day, because I go on my Instagram and I look every day to see what's this girl wearing to that. You let your gorgeous legs and your
what's crazy. I mean, you never, you never, it's like, I recognize flaws just like everyone else, but I'm like, so, like, you get what I mean? Like, who doesn't have flaws? Like,
Who
I
doesn't?
can't not live my life because I have too much cellulite. You know, let me shoot a plug.
No, you look fine, and I'm sure a lot of folks appreciate it. I wonder, do you ever have to block some people because they're appreciating you too much?
Oh, yeah. I'm like, sir, you colored that a little too boldly. You know, you gotta mute it. I know it came from a kind place, but I'm gonna have to delete this comment because I don't want those words on my page. So,
But you're a
thank you
beautiful
though.
woman. You're a beautiful woman. And the other day I saw you in white pants, tight white pants, and I said, well, you know what? Let me pull out mine.
Yep.
White pants.
You know what the secret white pants for me? I just put like a pair of leggings on underneath to smooth you out. Sometimes you don't need like the girdle feel, but you need something to smooth you out. A pair of leggings underneath can sometimes just conceal that little, what we, because white is revealing.
Well, I know, and you're a proponent of the proper undergarments for a woman. And
yes.
Now, do you have a line for undergarments, or what's going on?
I do not. I am working on some things right now, but I don't have my own line.
Okay. Yeah, you would do very well. I mean, you guys, this woman right here, she is the GOAT. She has like almost 1 million followers on Instagram. I seriously.
Doing what she do.
Doing what Goo Goo do.
Thank you.
It fascinates me because, I'm a marketing person and all of that. And I just look at you and I say, wow, how is she doing this? I mean, you've got the TV show and all that, but baby, you work your program. Tell us a little bit about that, because I mean, you've got all these.
I don't know. You guys told me that I was doing that. I didn't know. You guys told me that I was confident. I said, oh, I am. I didn't know. So, I mean, now I am more intentional about sharing what's inside, because I didn't know that it meant so much to people. You guys told me, like, I'm genuinely, literally not caring what folks think. So I didn't know. I don't know. Until you guys told me, I honestly did not realize that my confidence was at an all-time high. Y'all start telling me that. Now, sometimes, because we still do all have our insecurities, but not until you guys start breaking that down to me, not until you guys start telling me that as far as your marketing, my cousin, he a businessman, and he owns a school and all that. I mean, he started a school and all that. So he's one of those people. He was like, "Cuz your marketing is." I'm like, "What marketing?"
You're a genius.
I just talk a lot. I talk a lot, and I speak my mind. And I think that that equals marketing to you.
You're special.
But you're speaking to things that women and some men want to hear. That's encouraging.
I believe that. And I'm you, huh?
It's authentic. You're authentic. It never feels like you are forcing anything upon me as far as advice or and this is from not like our personal relationship, but just if I didn't know you, it is how your authenticity is easily digest, even if it's strong. You know what I mean? And I think that is what's so special about you, is you're just being you. It's unfiltered, and people connect with that.
Thank you.
I would want to be that.
We call them Goo Gooisms.
Yeah, we call them. You might need to trademark that, boo.
I have some people on Facebook that says that says that on Facebook. But again, even with that, sometimes if I want to get in the mode where I'm being, I don't know, superficial or whatever, like I always remember that is not what got me here. People like me for me. And if I start doing that, they're going to be like, "Goo, what's going on here?" Like, I feel like people can immediately feel, like, even recently, I start putting more pictures up of just my looks. For one, I'm doing a lot of promotion for a lot of different boutiques and stuff online. And that's a stream of income for me. So I'm like, oh my God, I don't want them to think that I'm not Goo Goo anymore, but I have an obligation. I got to put these images out. Yeah. I'm like, even when I did that, they can feel the difference there. So I'm like, let me get on my live with my hair looking crazy when I go work out and talk to these people so they know it's still me, so
right.
I try to be,
but you're so free. That's a gift, girl. Don't lose that gift. And I mean, more people look like you than these little stick figures they call models.
Yeah, and you know, and let me go back to what you were saying about the dark skin thing, and it's just like it's so ugly. It's so ugly that we do that, and we don't just let people be people. Like life is hard enough for us to like over enforce a specific thing that people have to fit in. You can't be light. It can't. You can't.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So like we're forcing people, and some people cannot be skinny. They can't.
That's
and
right.
I know there's probably some fitness gurus on here saying, you know, I'm pushing, you know, they always say that I'm pushing unhealthy, whatever. And I work out a whole lot because I love working out. I love hiking, and I like eating too. But people are trying to like quit trying to force people. You know, we spend so much of our lives trying to be something that we're not, and it's okay. That's what makes the world go round. We can't all look like Halle Berry. She's beautiful, but somebody got to look like Lupita, who is beautiful. Somebody got to look like Oprah and Whoopi and Beyonce and Diana Ross. Like just let us look
and like
Goo Goo.
Like
But
it's all different.
God likes variety.
He loves variety.
yeah, and so
it's all different.
And I feel like society, you know, plays a big role in that. And so for what it's worth with my followers, I just try to make sure that they see what's real. I try to make sure I celebrate everybody. I try to make sure that I'm not, sometimes from a place of insecurity, people want to be perceived. And I'm very much, I pretty much at this point, y'all told me this too, I was a lifestyle influencer. Oh, okay. So at this point, but I don't want to paint a false picture. It's not lifestyles of the rich and famous. It's just me I got people in there right now that I just said, y'all shut up, that I just cooked breakfast for, because I'm just always doing something, always people around. So it's not like I want to look like a lifestyle influencer. I'm living my life and you guys are watching. And I don't want to pervert it with trying to, oh, well, I had cellulite in that picture. Oh, well, you know, there was a dish in the background. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes we'll kill the vibe. We'll kill the moments with trying to make it.
You're not
edited. Thank you.
You're not edited. You're not edited, and that's what makes you lifestyle. Because I think if someone loves Goo, then I want to be confident like Goo. I want to be able to speak of myself the way Goo does. I have friendships and I cultivate them the way that's what lifestyle is, as far as what you're influencing. It's not a perfection that you're putting out there, but it's the lifestyle. That's why people want your single shirts. That's why they want to talk to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so I'm just now that you guys told me I'm back, I just want to be intentional about keeping it real in that way. Because, you know, let's just be honest, sometimes you go through those moments where, you know, maybe we want some attention, maybe we feeling whatever, and I just want to make sure, hey, Goo, you doing too much, you giving such and such way too much attention because of what someone's gonna think. And I always try to pull myself back. Sometimes I take pictures and I'm like, I'm not taking another picture. If I don't have it by the 10th picture, then this picture is supposed to be ugly. Maybe the Lord is trying to humble me. So let me put I'm gonna tell you a funny story. I did that one time. I was hanging out with some friends at this place and talking about not wanting to so we were having fun or whatever, and we only took one picture. This angle, you guys, I looked huge. And I was like, oh my God, like that's way bigger than I really am. But this is the only picture I have of my friends. Like we had such a time last night. I don't want to not post this picture. And I just, you know, but this, like, I don't mind if it's a little sometime, but this one was real bad. So I posted it. And I posted the picture like, I don't care, whatever. They can look at other pictures and see if, whatever. Let me tell you what somebody said. Oh my God, Goo Goo, you've lost so much weight since then. I said, that was last night. But maybe the Lord wanted to humble me. Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
But Goo, all right. I'm gonna be a little messy.
Okay.
Little messy, a lot messy.
Oh.
When Erica wore that white tight dress and they had a fit, or when you wore that fabulous pink gown with the bosoms flowing,
as they should,
and the Saints had a fit, girl. When you have cleavage, girl. I wonder sometimes. I said, Lord, they don't get 'em.
The pink
How do
dress.
you feel?
The pink dress was made by
gorgeous.
a company that is based in Kosovo. So I paid
Oh.
a whole lot of money to have it made, a whole lot of money to have it shipped, and the I don't want to the bust measurement was kind of.
It was. Hello, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Okay.
Oh, I just did a little. Okay.
Okay, sorry. So when I got the dress, it was the boobs were out, but I'm like, it was the Image Awards. It was the only dress I had. It was not fixable because you have to have the thickness of the dress and the way it was constructed. You can't just play with it. You get what I'm saying? Like you got to really figure
It
it out.
was a beautiful dress.
So I was unable to get that fixed. I was unable to find something that was a matching color, and I had to wear it. And the whole time I was like, oh my God. So the funny thing is, you know, like I can't lie and act like it didn't make me uncomfortable. So when it made other people uncomfortable, I was just like, okay, I get it. But hopefully they know that I don't do this all the time. And honestly, that is not something I would have opted for. But given what I was dealing with, you know what I'm saying? It was just like I did not have another dress. And so
This was a situation.
it was too much for me too. So when people were saying stuff, in all honesty, I get it because I was like, but you know, some people go too far and that's okay because I helped reel them back in. But in all honesty, I wasn't a fan of all that breast that was out.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, you know, I gotta say, you look gorgeous in that dress.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you really did. And I mean, if somebody like a Cardi B had worn the dress, it would have been conservative.
It would have been conservative, yeah.
You know, and sometimes I wonder if we get boxed in. I said you're a person that's not boxed in, and it's not something I would have wanted to see you in all the time, but I appreciated it. I appreciate, you know, people act like when you're Christian that we're not people and that we can't do stuff. How do you stay free?
You know what? I dance to the beat of my own drum, but I have a very close and personal relationship with Jesus Christ. And the Holy Spirit taps on my shoulder and be like, that's too much. Now, I just came back from Jamaica. I didn't feel convicted at all about what I wore in my bathing suit.
You had your swimsuit and everything.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and it probably wasn't equal amount that it was when I wore the dress, but I didn't plan on having that much cleavage out in that dress. In a swimsuit, I was perfectly fine with it because I went swimming. I'm not gonna wear it to church. I'm probably not gonna go outside with that much cleavage showing. But when I was swimming, that's what I wore. And so I can't allow people to box me into a point where, like, you know, my aunts and them, we used to wear culottes to go swimming in the t-shirts. So our shorts came well below our knees, and I'm like, you guys, that's not normal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we look like the weird people. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I don't wear that to church, and I'm very, very, very conservative at church. A couple of people on my page pointed that out because they noticed my pictures on Sunday. But I just feel like there's a time and there's a place.
That's right.
You know, because you can bend it over and bust it wide open in the most flowiest, longest dress that there is. All you got to do is raise it up and just do what you do. But I'm not doing that. Right. So I told a girlfriend of mine, she said something, oh, do you do so and so? I was like, girl, no. And I said, and we were just talking about social media and just different things that the church, you know, says is a sin, because there are, you know, if Nana says it, then it's the law. And so so we're talking about that, and I told her, I said, oh, I commit all my sins in public. So what I said was, when it comes to wearing things, when it comes to drinking things, when it comes to listening to certain music, like, I'm not, you know, sometimes people make stuff a sin that the Bible don't call a sin. Now, sometimes, and we act like there are no gray areas in the Bible. There are some things that are gray. Like, some stuff just, that's not the best look. It looks unpolished. If someone uses the word F-U-C-K, you know, ooh, and we just had an experience with Kirk. Ooh, he's so whatever. But I'm like, if he hadn't used any of, you know, society's deemed curse words, but he was still fussing at his son, it was still the spirit behind it was he had lost, you know, self-control, or, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, you know, and so that was the spirit behind it. So what are the words? You understand what I'm saying? Maybe it's not polished, maybe it's not the best, whatever, but I'm just like, why is F-U-C-K a word and dummy ain't, stupid ain't, ugly ain't? You get what I'm saying? Those are,
it's because of what we make. It's because of what we make.
How we define it.
And we have to stop acting like we're so perfect. Because, honey, if you came to my house some days, you would call the police.
If you saw what I said to those two Mary that came in my DMs,
Yes.
Oh,
you'll be looking raising an eyebrow to me too. So
Right.
so you know, we all have those times, and I'm not saying it's the best thing, but I'm like, we deem stuff a certain thing that, you know, it's kind of a gray area. It's not good. It's not, you know what I'm saying? But it's kind of a gray area. But what I found is the reason why I told my friend that all my sins I commit publicly is because I don't consider they're not sins according to the Bible. Now, according to what Nana said and all of that, some stuff is sins. Am I going to go to your, you know, the Bible says if eating meat in front of your brother offends him, don't eat meat in front of him. So I'm not going to go in front of my elders and try to change them on things with, you know, and just like they probably sound crazy to their elders. There's a different Proverbs that said, basically, don't disrespect your elders with that. Like, don't make them feel like the world is going to hell in a handbasket. Oh Lord, this is the state of the church because y'all believe in crazy. Let them know that you understand and you embrace what they taught you, even though I have a different view sometimes, or a slightly, you know, different view. I don't have to go and try to enforce that with them. And I think that's a rebellious spirit, and I don't do that. If I go to a very, very traditional church, I'm going to look just like them and I'm going to have a good time. I'm not going to look funny. That's okay. And sometimes when I see people, you know, me and my friend was talking, I saw somebody leading worship and she had on leggings and I'm like, ooh, leggings, how the thighs jumping around, you know, and I would never do that. But I said, Goo, connect with the spirit behind it, connect with, you know, just worship the Lord, you know, so, you know, we can all go there, but hopefully others will learn to stop themselves and understand that cultures are all different. You know, you may come to some churches or somewhere and they do it this way, but I just feel like we have so much more in common than we have that we're not alike, that we have, you know, that we're different. And so I just feel like if we just focus on what we have in common, serving Jesus, helping our communities, building each other up, trying our best, if we just focus on that stuff, I don't care if your hair is nappy or straight. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you could, you know, like, you know, sometimes, and if you're in a position where it's your church and you're the leader or something like that, then you are in a position to correct them and to have conversations. I do think there's some conversations, but when people get on social media and tell you, oh, that lipstick is too pink, you look like Jezebel. You're like, who are you to say that to an adult? Like, you don't realize that you like borderline throwed off to think that was normal to come to somebody like that. Like, what's up with
even that, you know, even that, I wouldn't call it a correction. I would call it, hey, look, this is how we do it here. Now, y'all just you know, acknowledge our culture. And that's all you would do. I'm not correcting you because you're doing something wrong, but just be sensitive to our culture. If I go somewhere else, they might want to do it a different way. I need to be sensitive to that.
And we have to understand, just because they look different and they do it differently, you try the spirit by the spirit, not their lips, not their leggings, but you try the spirit by the spirit. And I feel like because I remember when I was singing background with Eric and Tina, we would go to these festivals and they would do a lot of mixed crowds, and these festivals predominantly white. The kids would be like, you know, swimming in the lake, and then they come over and have a hamburger, and then they go to the stage when their favorite artist gets on stage. So they would have on a bikini top and shorts. You tried it in my Kojic church. You was going to hell. And I'm like, they was laying on hands. They was getting delivered. They was praying people through. They was worshiping God. And I'm like, I don't want to kill that because my culture dictates or says that we can't wear blah, 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 blah. Like, respect that, because what we have in common is that we came here to worship the Lord. So let's just do that.
Right, exactly.
Just keep on point.
But the other thing about you in particular, girl, you service a new girl every day. I don't know who I'm gonna see. One day you'll have natural hair. Now tomorrow you might have on a pixie
blondelle. I sure will.
And then you might have long flowing red hair with red
tonight. I'll have it tonight. But why wait till tomorrow?
Tonight. I mean, have you always been like
that? Again, like, I think that there was always this, I think it's we're from California. So I think there's a piece of that hippie inside of me and that free spirit. And I think I've always had that. But again, now that I see how it impacts people in such a positive way and makes other people feel like, oh my God, she looks beautiful. I have that too. Then that must mean I'm beautiful. You know what I mean? When I hear people say that kind of stuff, when I hear grown women sending me messages saying that I've impacted them. I feel like it's my duty to be more intentional about being free, about being different, about, you know what I mean? Like doing what I feel, doing what I want. I'm not offending or hurting anybody, like trying something different. I have to be more intentional about that, because now that I know that it affects people the way it does, that's my part of like giving back. Like that's my part of inspiring. You know what I mean? I'm just me. But y'all say it's inspirational. So I want to be more intentional about putting that inspiration out there. Because I didn't know it meant, when I was on TV, people came and told me that. I said, oh, really? They said, you just try anything. I said, I do. Because
you're like, it's so normal.
Sometimes. I do. I literally go on Instagram every day and to see what girl she's serving
who I am
that day. I do.
Yes.
I said, Lord, what is she doing today? Let me see.
My mom, my poor mother, she'd be so stressed. She love it and she hate it. She love it, but then she'd be like, why'd you do that? I was like, Mommy, I'm just different. I'm not trying to be. I just am.
And you celebrate. But one of the, I don't know if I should call it new or old things that I discovered about you is that you're an actress.
Yes.
And that you were first an actress. Let's talk about that more.
Oh my God. So a lot of people don't know that I've wanted to be an actress since I was 11 years old. And I remember I met Tracy Coley, he's passed away, and Wendy Raquel Robinson. They opened up a performing arts school when I was 15. So I went there from 15 to 19, the conservatory, and studied. And then my first year in college, I went to film school. And the second year I went to El Camino College and I studied theater. But the only thing I've always taken acting classes and stuff ever since then with like Bobby Chance and different coaches. But yeah, so the only thing that I studied was acting. Like fashion was one of those things where I needed some money and y'all told me I was cute. I was like, oh, okay, well, I could dress you then.
I can do that.
You know, never studied fashion. You just
I learned along the way.
She studied fashion.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know you went to school for it. Okay.
But it was a bachelor in fine arts with an emphasis in fashion design.
At SCAD, Spanish School of Art Design.
So it's more of an arts
Got you.
degree.
Got you.
I think what you show us too is to go with the flow. You studied acting, and I'm sure I want to talk about how you're getting into that now. But you've always been flexible to just take what life gives you and make lemonade out of it. You know?
So I've done a few different things in the industry, and a lot of times I was doing it because I needed to make ends meet. And, I put my mind to it, and I'm, try to do it as best as I can. But I've realized that so many people are so validated by their accomplishments or what it is that they do. And so they feel like if they're not doing that, they're a failure. And so some people in their heart really want to do other things, but they won't do it because they don't want to look like they didn't succeed at this. Some people aren't doing so well at this. And so they won't go do that because they're afraid of what it'll look like. And I just feel like that's way too much energy to give to somebody else. Because if this ain't working, I'm finna jump somewhere else and do something else. I don't want to do nothing strange for a little change. So I have to go and
I love you.
I have to go and make it happen. And so if anybody is listening that is, thinking about doing something, go do it. Forget those people. So what? Let them say you succeeded or failed or whatever they want to say. And now I'm doing something else. But guess what? You go do something else that you want to do. Try it. Go for it. Because, again, the validation and the security comes from within. So it doesn't, so whether or not you're successful or you go through a pandemic and things change, you can maintain your confidence because it's within. You know what I'm saying? And it's not based on your accomplishments or your titles or any of that stuff. Because when that's stripped away, you have to be okay. And I am very big on making sure that Goo Goo is okay. And I'm not riding the Goo Goo wave or whatever. And I'm grateful for all of that. But I just make sure that I'm not getting too, caught up in that. But yeah, I move around. I'll move around because when I was growing up, funny thing is, if anybody's young and they listen, I never really knew what I wanted to do when I grew up. I wanted to act, but like my sister wanted to be a doctor her whole life. And I was like, gosh, but I'm glad because now I'm not married to one thing.
Exactly.
And it's
I never
wrong
wanted
with
to be in
that.
the music industry. I wasn't trying to do that. No.
What was you trying to do?
I wanted to be a news broadcaster.
She majored in theater arts as well
At UCLA. Yeah.
Oh my
Her mother was a news
God.
broadcaster.
But I just went with the flow. You know,
That's
just
what
like
I've been
you're saying,
doing.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I did. I
And
was
we
an
make
engineer.
And we
He's a
shouldn't
software
we shouldn't make
engineer.
young people feel like they're being irresponsible because they're going with the flow. You know,
Yeah.
because sometimes, you know, as long as you're not being lazy and laying in the bed for 6 weeks at a time watching TV all
playing
day.
video
But,
games.
you know, and I knew that when I didn't go to college and finish college, I knew that I was going to have to prove that I was not being lazy. I am a hard worker.
Right.
Right.
I didn't want to go to college. I just didn't.
Right.
You know, and I'm just now getting comfortable saying that. But, you know, the go with the flow actually works, because sometimes it may take a minute to figure out, even with styling. So I've been moving out of styling and doing other things. And I knew that I always wanted to get back to acting and other stuff, but just other things like working as an influencer, starting my line and stuff like that. But styling day to day, I can't do that while I'm pursuing other things. I can't do too much of it. And so now I just take, like, you know, I call myself a special event stylist. So even when I said I retired a few years ago, I was still kind of doing it here and there. But people start calling you for their picnic, they woke up this morning, for their husband is coming to town. I'm going to school tomorrow. I'm like, okay. You know, and so when you have 8, 9, 10, 12 people calling you for everything, it becomes overwhelming. And so that's why I pull back. So I'm like, call me when you go to the Oscars. Call me when you turn 60, 30 or whatever. Call me for those moments. And so, but I forgot where I was going with that, because I just
we're talking about
pivoting.
and how you're flexible.
Yes, yeah. So I did that because I had to create space for the other things, that I want to do. So I don't know. I really don't even have no idea if people are saying something about that. I don't know. I just knew I didn't want to do it. I opened a style house a few years ago, and I enjoyed it for the time that I had it, but I was like, I don't want to do that no more. And it was like, so I know that feeling of not wanting to stay in a space or a place or whatever. And so because I pivoted before, I know when it's time for me to shake and move on to the next thing, I know how that feels. But sometimes it may just feel uncomfortable to some people. Sometimes it's everything about your job or career starts irritating you. Yeah. Sometimes you need to pull back and then get back into it. So it wasn't like I don't like fashion anymore. It was just like, folks was wearing me out, but they was probably wearing me out because it's meant for me to move into the next thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So are you still gonna be doing? I mean, you're doing great work with your red carpet and your
correspondence and stuff.
Yeah, correspondence.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So my biggest dream, my whole life, my biggest dream and my biggest inspiration was I wanted to be a talk show host like Arsenio Hall.
Okay.
So people always say Oprah, and I'll be like, yes, of course, Oprah. But it's Arsenio Hall. I remember watching Channel 13 at 11 o'clock at night. And so it was a couple of things that he did that just really stood out to me. I felt like he always gave new people a chance.
Yes.
I remember when he had John P. Key on his show, and I remember even as a kid, I remember saying, first of all, I thought his job was cool because I'm talking. I'm like, man, he gets to talk to all these people and just have conversations. Like, I just thought that was such a cool job. But when he gave when John P. Key came on the show, I knew he was our star. But I knew there were much bigger people that he could have had on his show.
That's right.
I want to say maybe somebody in his band referred. I don't know, but I think, however it was, I was like, see, I want to do that. Now the world knows the John P. Key that we've always known and loved. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be able to talk to people because that's what I like to do, and I want to be able to offer that opportunity to new talent or to people that are don't have the bigger platforms or whatever. So like I said, he was a star to us, but I'm like, and I knew the church world knew him, but I knew that Arsenio Hall world didn't know him, and I was so glad because I'm like, see, they get to see gospel music. We got it going on over here. You know what I mean?
That's right.
That whole moment. So that's really what inspired me most, being a talk show host. I remember. Speaking of growing up super, super strict, I remember thinking, oh, I don't think I could be a talk show host because I don't agree with that. Those people are certain people, sinners. I don't agree with that. I'm not going to sell out. So I kind of gave up on that dream, or just kind of put it in the back burner, or be like, well, or every time I thought about it, it would feel like a conflict. So I kind of let it go. And then when I came back around, I was like, What in the world was I thinking? You know what I'm saying? My old closed-minded ways was about to have me give up on something that I love to do and that I want to do.
Right.
So now, honestly, that bug is back stronger than ever. So I still want that. But yeah, Arsenio Hall was my biggest inspiration.
I mean, in fact, you want to interact and talk with people, different people. People have a different perspective, different.
Stories.
Stories.
Yeah, and from different lifestyles, not only.
Yep.
From where you're coming from, I have a friend who I want to have on who does makeup, but I was asking him how he got started, and he said drag queen, and I went, and I said, what did you just say? And he said drag queen, Vicki. I used to, and I was kind of shocked. This is a man who loves the Lord and everything else. We're going to have him on. It's going to be incredible. But there would have been a time when I would have been so close and afraid to say that. But this is his truth. And there are a lot of people out there like that. And we right in the church.
And we be drawing these lines of division. When I heard Bill Johnson say, even when he was talking about Methodist and Presbyterian and different, denominations, he was saying, do you realize we have way more in common than we have, you know what I'm saying? And so not in common. So he was like, why do we allow the enemy to cause us to divide just on those small things when we can come together on the bigger piece of the pie, like the bigger things, you know what I mean? Like the unity, I don't know what that means. And so we make gangs out of everything. Everything is
we do.
The light skin gang, the dark skin gang, the short hair gang, the weave gang, the white gang, the black gang, the Presbyterian gang, the Baptist gang, like
the Asian gang, or beating up on Asians.
Isn't that ugly?
It's very ugly.
I hate that. And I got to make sure I make a post about it too, because I like to make sure I'm very big on too, like when celebrating just other ethnicities and other nationalities, and making sure that my page don't look like just all, I'm Black. We know I'm Black, but I love learning and embracing and cohabitating with other, nationalities and other ethnicities. And I also want them to feel supported by me, just like so many people of other races supported us in the Black Lives Matter. And they saw what we were going through and they stood in there with us. Other people need our support, smaller groups of people, larger groups of people. We need to find our forces against wrong, period.
You'd be surprised how much people would appreciate just even having that level of support during this time. Like I went to a high school that was predominantly Asian in downtown LA, and so I have a lot of Korean friends, a lot of Chinese friends, knowing the difference between each ethnic group, and just during this time, just showing a level of support, they let me know like how important it was just to publicly say I stand against this hate.
Yes.
Whether it's been reaching out directly or indirectly, the support is needed so much, because a lot of people feel like it's something that is just put to the side, or here in California, we have a
huge Asian community too.
Yeah, and putting them in camps during a certain time, and that's a very bad past that's happened. And so there's certain things that need to come up so that we can stand and show our support during something that's been hidden in this country for a long time.
Absolutely. Even sometimes when I I post Nigerian Independence Day and Cinco de Mayo, even when I do that, so many different people of different nationalities and ethnicities come to my page and say, "Oh, thanks for that, Goo. Oh, that's my country." You know what I'm saying? So I just want unity, and definitely when someone has been beat up on, when they've been abused, we definitely have to stand together against that. We have to. We have to. We cannot expect for people to stand for us, and we do not stand for other people. That is not fair.
That's right. That's right. And it isn't fair when we do that. I totally agree. And Goo Goo, we talked about this a little bit, and if you don't want to say anything about it, I respect that. But we did talk about the Meghan Markle thing, and I thought your perspective on it, I thought it was amazing. And but I'm gonna respect if you don't want to.
I'll go ahead and say, I felt like she was. I get what she's saying, but I felt like there was a little bit of, I didn't know them. Did they know me? because you didn't know the royal family. Like, come on, man. Like, and when you knew you were marrying into the family, when I date a dude, I get to know, that's his cousin, oh, that's his whatever. I see who his friends are, who his family is on Instagram, Facebook, all of that. So I'm just like, come on, man. This is like literally royalty. And you're marrying into these family. And I felt like, so this person that you love so much, she's a lovely person. All of what you're saying is going to reflect on her. Your man left everything he had to come and be with you, to sacrifice for you. And you still complaining? And his grandmother has been kind to you and lovely to you, and you still complaining. Now you talk to them tabloids and you talk to the people that was having a problem with you, but I just felt like to go there and then to act like, oh, I didn't know them. I just felt like it was snotty. I felt like it, honestly, what I'm saying now is happening. I felt like it was snotty. I felt like it was fake, and I was like, and I felt like it was disrespectful to the crown.
Right. You know, this is why I love you. This is why I love
you. Knew because Oprah said, oh, you didn't know them? No, I didn't know them. Well, when you found out that you were going to meet the queen, you didn't want to go. Because I wasn't scared of her. See, there it is right there. There go right there. Yeah. I wasn't, maybe it's good that I didn't know her because I wasn't scared of her. See, there goes right there. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm not saying, we know they racist. Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah,
you know they racist.
So that's not the issue.
So that's we're all sacrificing, and her and her husband were both sacrificing and giving up something when they got with each other. Now he knew what he was gonna have to give up, and she knew. You grew up in racist America, baby. We know exactly what goes on here. You know that they was gonna do that there. So I'm not saying that it's okay, but all this crying and stuff, I just feel like it's reflected. If you knew, like, I felt bad because I felt like, I think he really didn't want to hurt his grandma because he loves his grandma. And if she said she ultimately, she said that she loves the grandma too. So I'm like, I'm not going to say something that's going to reflect negatively on somebody who loves me and has been kind to me. My husband, some stuff, like people say all the time, I'm not married, but some stuff you can't make a big deal out of. That's what it come with the territory. You knew what it was. He was marrying a white man. That's what it was. And so this man gave up so much for you. When you gonna just shut up and be happily in love your man? Like, so what about if people don't like you? So
I love you, Goo Goo.
Yeah. So what, So I'm like, I don't care if those people didn't like me and my man loved me and my man gave all that up to be with me, I'm gonna sit my behind somewhere and be happy and shut up. But I just felt like that was a little ugly, and it was a little bit of but do they know me though? You can't. Come on, man. This is the crown, man. Come on, respect the crown.
You know what? I appreciate, because I know you didn't necessarily want to talk about that.
Yeah, because I already know they're going to eat me alive for that, but it's too late now.
I don't care.
But that's a good point. You brought some interesting points up that I didn't think about, but you clarified for me some.
That's why dialogue is important.
Right.
Yeah.
But we got a little time left. We got to talk about what she's got coming up.
Oh yes. Really quick. Yeah. Our friend who you actually introduced me to just popped on Woody, and I wanted to say hi. Yes.
Hi, Woody. I'm coming to St. Louis next week.
Yes, Woody.
I connect you to all my shopaholic friends.
Of Goo Goo, that I even know her and still check in with her and her family. So she just said hi, and
I didn't even see it. Good. Hey, Woody. Yeah. Not next week, next month.
Oh.
Well, we did not get a chance to talk too much about dating. We're gonna have to make that for next.
Can we make that a whole thing?
We did a whole session.
Can we do that on VSP?
Dating.
If you come back,
you and me, girl.
But we want to talk about what you got coming up. How we can support you. I'm so into us supporting each other. So I want to know what you got coming new, what we can purchase from you.
Okay. Right now, I'm doing Smart Mouth Teas, and I did a pop-up shop with Goo's Doodads and Knickknacks last year. The truth of the matter is, y'all, I just be doing stuff to do it. I did that because I didn't want to be bored. I just did it. I didn't want to be bored. And so when people ask me how that came about, I used to sell jewelry years ago, and I was like, I'm about to sell jewelry. You know what I mean? And so I did that with to some of the boutiques that I do business with. It helped their business a great deal to kind of, keep during a rough time last year. But this year, I'm thinking about doing a pop-up with my Smart Mouth Teas. So they're called Smart Mouth Teas. All the stuff, the Googleisms that you guys are saying that I say, all of that stuff is going to be on t-shirts. I started
Where do we find
stuff.
that?
It's a pop-up. She's gonna have to.
Pop-up.
No, GooGooAtkins.com. You can find the smart mouth teas are sold at GooGooAtkins.com.
Okay, I'm gonna get one of them teas.
Yes, so you can get a smart mouth tea there, and I also have Instagram, the smart mouth teas. It's MOUF. THESMARTMOUFTS.
Okay, smart mouth.
Smart mouth
Okay,
tea.
got it.
Yeah. So yeah, you can come there and yeah.
And you got the acting, so we're looking forward to seeing.
Yes.
Are you
I'm doing good acting. I got a movie, but I wasn't able to do it because it was a conflict of schedule. I actually got two. I told you about one. I actually had two. It was a schedule conflict both times. But I'm glad to know that I still got it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be auditioning more. So that's something else I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you as a talk show host. I would love to
Come
see
on,
that.
WeTV.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
WeTV.
That
WeTV
was great.
or somebody.
Eric and Tina used to laugh at me when I sang background. It was like, who's your best friend on this flight? And so one time, right after 9/11 happened, I was sitting next to a Middle Eastern man who did not speak English, and he had on his like traditional stuff or whatever. You can tell where he was from, he was whatever. And I had a full-blown conversation with the man the entire flight. And so I'm going to talk to people whether y'all give me a talk show or
And
not.
he didn't
That's
speak
just what I
English.
want to do.
They figured it
And he
out.
didn't speak English.
Yeah, no, not a word of English.
Y'all had a great conversation.
I know I've learned about how many kids he had, where he's from, all of that. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a talk. It's going to happen.
Well, we want to urge WeTV or somebody, they need to know that we want to see Goo Goo on the talk show.
Thank you.
And oh gosh, girl, this time has gone by.
I know.
It was just a little bit.
One.
It was just a little bit on how's your dating life these days, girl.
My dating life is not.
Okay.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy. People are crazy. I don't go on very many dates. I don't go on very, do you know on Coming to America 1 when they sat in that restaurant and all those different people? That's really me. That is really what's happening.
You see all these people with these.
I'm like, what? Okay, so what about me suggested that I would be cool with that? Like, you thought.
What I tried to tell them.
So what about me?
Then they meet me and they say, oh, you're too high maintenance. I never heard that I was high maintenance. It's like, you should have figured that out. Like, the thing is, I'm such an open book. That's why I have a hard time when people act like, oh, all of a sudden I'm blah, dot. No, I started always. I never was nothing else. So that's crazy to me. And I think, and then, I meet people that are successful. And again, like I was talking about, people are so validated by their careers, their titles, their money. And they cannot fathom that I don't care what you got, sir. If I don't like you, I don't like you. And if you keep pushing with leading with that, I'm really going to get turned off to the point of no return. And so, and when I get turned off, I don't know how to switch it back to the on position.
No.
So,
Google, what do you do when you're at a date? I mean, do you just like look at them like they're crazy?
I was on a date with a guy. So I know I got a big personality, right? So I'm on a date with a guy. And so this is y'all. This is him. Yeah, yes, Miss Vicki. This is a good conversation. And so, yeah. So I was like, sir, are you scared? It was weird because I felt so uncomfortable because I felt like he was like this the whole time.
He wouldn't look at you.
He wouldn't look at you, girl.
No.
He wanted you to see his profile. Is that what?
And he was sitting next to me as opposed to across from me. So I moved to where he was across from me, and he still wouldn't look at me. And he can't
do that.
So I'm like,
That's crazy.
I felt bad because I'm like, to he who much is given, much is required. I got a big personality. I know how to move and bend, and
You
And
need someone that can handle that comfortably.
That's right.
I tried to tone myself down some to be like,
No,
let's
you
talk.
can't.
And it didn't work. And he keep asking to go out. Why? You want to scare yourself to death?
Don't waste my time. Don't waste
Show
my
me
time.
when on a date.
It's
What
so
did she think that?
weird.
She said, Mom, he was texting me and I was at the table with him.
Are people slow? Slow comes
don't
in many
mind.
different forms.
It's interesting.
Oh,
Let's just say.
Yeah, we gotta do a whole show on that.
Okay,
We
yeah.
gotta-
we do, because this is just.
Because it would
Cause
just
you gotta help the brothers. Gotta get
we
read.
can
I
maybe
know,
have
I'm sorry,
the
or-
brothers will come in or something. I don't know, but
Help
I
me.
think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh shit too. No, it's too much out here. Yeah.
Well, We have
You're such a sweet person.
Yeah, we love. Yeah,
Thank
see,
you.
I don't know you as well as Vicky and Shami, but
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say I enjoyed you today.
aw.
Thank
You're such a
you.
sweet
he
person.
obviously he likes women with big
I
personalities.
like big personalities.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he does.
Wait, how old are your sons? Okay, wait, we'll talk about that. Because y'all, I promise to God,
Very true.
I feel like, and it's like my thing is, I'm not a big bully. I'm not mean.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
the
yeah,
last guy I
we might have
dated,
somebody in the group.
the last guy I dated said to me that I was the most submissive woman he had ever dated, and he said because he said he said sometimes as men we want our way, and we know that we over. You know, he said you actually only fought me when you were right, like when you knew that you was right. And you were
You know,
What happened to him? They
can't
didn't work
say
out?
on the air, but he's a good
Okay.
guy.
Yeah, we
But
don't know.
yeah.
you
Okay,
don't
good.
go there. It's okay.
Okay, girl.
But yeah, so it's like sometimes people may see me doing this and they may think that, oh, she's gonna be this. And so as soon as I meet them, they feel like, oh, I gotta break her down. I'm like, I'm already broken down. You don't have to do that. You know, I feel like I'm already humble. You know, yeah, you don't have to.
I hate
Yes.
that.
So it's so unfair because it makes you feel like something is wrong with you, but it's just like God made me this way. And I know, like, in a lot of instances, my bigness works. Like, I know I'm a huge advocate for the underdog. I don't like bullies. I like to go straight to the bullies and deal with them. So there's a
Right.
lot of people that need my big personality. When I'm singing your praises, you want it big, don't you? So my big
Yes.
personality works. I just got to know how to apply it. And at 42, I've worked on that extensively to make sure I'm not mean and overpowering,
Right.
Yeah.
disrespectful.
Yeah.
But I
I
can have a
understand.
big personality. It's okay. I can have that.
Yeah. But there are folks out there. But girl, okay, so you gotta promise that you'll come back.
Yes.
We feel honored that a person like you would even want to be on
Yeah,
because you got all these people and everything. So I want
Yeah.
to tell you, thank you so much.
very
You're
much.
welcome.
Tell your sisters hello,
Yeah.
and Warren, we just love the family. Period.
Warren.
yeah, we
So
love
I talked to Warren recently, but yeah, just tell everybody we said hi.
I will.
Yeah.
We got to get back, and you guys remember to support Google on all the platforms. You'll enjoy it, and to
Yeah.
go out. We got to go out and get
Smart
those T-shirts.
Yes.
Smart
Smart mouth tea.
T-shirt.
Yep.
So we'll see you later. Thank you so
Okay.
much. God
I
bless
love
you.
you.
I love you too. Bye. This was cool.
Hello.
Hello, what's
Thank
up?
you so much for watching Carfitable
Yes,
Talks.
thank you.
Please remember to press that like button, and we need you to subscribe. And also,
Leave some comments. We really need to hear from you.
thank you.